Show.
Eve Myles is an award-winning actress who, since her star-making turn as Gwen Cooper in the Doctor Who spin-off Torchwood, has appeared in some of TV's biggest... It's a lovely cue, this. TV's biggest and best-loved dramas. Victoria, Broadchurch, Cold Feet, and, of course, Keeping Faith, just to name a few. Well, a co-production between BBC Wales and the Welsh language channel S4C, Keeping Faith was one of the most talked about shows of last year. That's partly because it's filmed in both Welsh and English, and partly because the word-of-mouth hit broke all iPlayer records for a non-network show. Eve Myles is here, by the way. Were you expecting it? I mean, when you were doing it, were you expecting it to be so culty and popular?
I never think that anything you start, you can predict anything like that. You just stick to telling the story as well as you possibly can.
But you were going to give up acting before you got this. You were all set to do something else?
Yeah, I definitely had a wobble, that's for sure. I had my eyes set on going into medicine, and I just wanted a real big challenge. And then it's something like Keeping Faith comes along, and you have to do it in 2 languages. Playing Faith on its own is pretty hard going, but doing it in 2 languages is particularly challenging, and that was what I needed at that point. And
because you're Welsh, but you don't speak Welsh.
I don't speak Welsh, no.
So what, you had to learn it?
Yes, I did, intensively.
Well, you're in the right place. Don't you think? But it's... All right, now set it up, because for anybody that didn't see the first series, set it up. Who are you in the show, and what's happened up to now? No spoilers, OK? No spoilers.
I'm the worst person to ask then, because I'm the spoiler queen. I've been useless since my days on Torchwood.
I'll tell you what, Eve. Yeah.
I'm terrible. Don't say anything, Eve. Don't say anything. And the first thing I do is wait for those people to tell me not to say anything, to leave the room, and I tell everybody.
You couldn't have been as bad as Barrowman.
We're pretty much the same.
Yeah. OK, well, a mild spoiler if you like.
OK, so Faith Howells is a solicitor in a very beautiful, idyllic part of West Wales. Her husband is Evan, and we're married, and one Wednesday morning we all wake up, we all have breakfast, I have a hangover, I kiss him goodbye, and we never see him again. And it's about a woman and 3 children and a family and a community trying to find out what has happened to a loved one.
And naturally, somebody close to him is going to be a suspect.
Yes, naturally, yeah, she is. And with this not being the world that Faith is from whatsoever, the rug is pulled from her feet and the world changes overnight.
And it's a family's worst nightmare, because like you said, this is not her world.
Not at all.
And she finds little things that kind of expose that the life that she thought she had is kind of one big lie.
It's horrific. I mean, and not only that, she is madly, madly in love with her husband. They're not on the rocks. It's not a strained, loveless relationship. It's a hot, sexy, fun-loving relationship. And for that to happen to this woman with 3 young children and a vivacious life is unbearable.
You know, he reappears after, of course, being presumed dead.
Yeah.
So that's a few people off the hook, including yourself, I guess, right? So,
yippee!
Yeah, all right. And then we rejoin the story with Faith trying to pick up the pieces of her life and marriage. But I would imagine that life is suddenly different in some way.
Oh, overnight. From that Wednesday morning, life was different.
Yeah.
And the second series is very much about how we deal with deep scars and how we try to fix those around us and try and survive.
Yeah.
Will we get a happy ending for Faith?
Oh, no, you can't ask that.
Well, I kind of... because for
you can't... I know she's a spoiler, but she's not going to spoil it that much.
Only I'm saying for Faith, the right thing, because it doesn't have to be a happy ending as you might expect. But she's had such a rough time.
I think that there is an inevitable struggle in series 2, and I don't know what a happy ending would be for Faith at this point.
Good answer.
But I think that she's certainly a woman who has choice taken from her and comes back fighting. And when I mean fight, I mean she comes back fighting literally. I have a lot of boxing in the series, so I think she deals with it in the best way a human can deal in her situation.
How does the Welsh language thing work? You have to do it twice?
So you'll film it in English, and then you'll do exactly the same scene in Welsh, and then you'll to and fro with that. So your brain starts to react like a sieve. And, you know, the Welsh language is such a beautiful language, but it's a really, really difficult language.
Yeah.
But they're very, very different as well. That's, you know, one channel has advert breaks.
Yes, of course.
And the other one doesn't.
Yeah.
So there's rejiggling with scenes, and they're 2 very different programmes.
Very good. You can see Eve Myles in Series 2 of Keeping Faith. It begins tomorrow night at 9 p.m. It's over on BBC One. So, what will you be doing after this? I mean, do you know where you're going to be at?
Yeah, I'm very excited about a few things. So,
But you can't tell me about?
Isn't that boring? I mean, it's so boring. I wish I could.
But are these things from your own production company which you set up?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Which is really something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And Pip Broughton, who is the director and producer of Keeping Faith, has encouraged me and is supporting me every step of the way.
You can see Eve Myles in Series 2 of Keeping Faith. It's tomorrow night, 9 p.m. on BBC One. We'd loved having you. Come again, please, Eve. Eve Myles.
Another clap.
Yeah, why not?
I'm going on doing this time. I feel there's no one to